J. Reimer fought in World War I and saw frontline action in the Battle of Argonne. And I have here a certificate honoring his service. It's a little moist this morning, but honoring his service, signed by the then President of the United States, Lyndon Johnson. And the fact that today, 50 years after his death, and over 90 years after his heroic tour of duty, I am proudly acknowledging his service, is proof that indeed each and every current and former service man and woman here today has left an indelible imprint on future stories and memories and pride of every descendant for years to come. If I could have every current and former United States military service member stand at this time in our audience. You may stay standing just for a moment. I would like to thank each and every one of you on behalf of not just 60,000 Eden Prairie residents, and not just 6 million Minnesotans, and not just 300 million Americans, but especially on behalf of your children's children's children, who will for 100 years remember your name and your deeds, and will experience pride and gratitude for your service and your commitment to our freedom, and to the hope and belief that, thanks to you, America will continue as the greatest nation on earth. So God bless the veterans of the United States of America.
Before I start our program this morning, are there any naval personnel?
But your mic,
Air Force,
your
the
mic,
Air Force,
it's not on.
I'm sorry. They told me not to push buttons and I did. But anyhow, what I'm asking is any Naval Air Force personnel here in the crowd today? If you are, raise your hand. This year is the 100th anniversary of the Naval Air Force. Way back then they had a barge, made a makeshift landing field on it with planks, and the first aircraft was landed on a ship. Congratulations to the Naval Air Force. 100 years. One other thing, I don't see too many, but if you see anybody in the crowd that's got a red lanyard on with a name tag, thank them for the service that they're doing at the Armed Forces Service Center at the airport. They greet approximately 30,000 active duty soldiers going through the airport, and they're all volunteers. So if any one of them are running in there, turn around, shake their hands, or say thank you to them. And now the color guard will be posting the colors of the Viking Squadron of the Air Force Auxiliary under the direction of 2nd Lieutenant Matt Johnson, and our color honor guard behind us is 2nd Lieutenant Lydia Whiff.
Color guard!
Head.
Put! Upward!
You please rise.
Put! Color guard! Halt! Mr. Peace! Halt scholars!
Nikki Allen will sing
Peace and
our national anthem.
peace!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Set down. Peace. Forward. Push.
Will you please stay standing and repeat your pledge of allegiance along with me? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You can be seated. And now we'll have the invocation from Father Tim from Fox Christi Church.
Ron mentioned his grandfather. I would invite you to think back of family members that have served and protected. I bring the memory of my dad, who served in the First World War, two brothers who served in the Second World War, my brother-in-law who served in Korea and Vietnam, and a number of other friends. So gather those people into this prayer. O God of all, yours is a courageous heart. Make ours the same. Yours is a thankful heart. Make ours the same. Yours is a healing heart. Make ours the same. We have come here on this Memorial Day to honor all who gave some, such as Bud Schwartz and Melissa Stockwell, and even more the some who gave all, such as Daniel Olson. We survive under their mantle of protection, and we endanger ourselves if we ever tend to forget what all veterans have done for us. So in humility we gather here today to honor them. O God of all, you also gave us the gift of imagination. The Wright brothers imagined flight, and now we have it. Others imagined the internet, and now we have it. Medical people imagine transplants, and now we have them. Help us to imagine world peace, so that someday we may have it. O God of all, please hear our prayer. Amen.
Amen.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, Nikki Allen singing America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesties above. sea to shining sea, all beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, till selfish gain no longer stain the banner of the free.
Today our keynote speaker, Melissa Stockwell, has come home to where it all began. Being an Eden Prairie native, she graduated high school, went on to college. She later commissioned with the U.S. Army and then deployed to Iraq with the 1st Cavalry Division. You will hear her story, a story of perseverance, leadership, and set an example for others to follow. She truly is a pioneer on many fronts, and we couldn't be happier to welcome her home. Melissa.
Thank you. I lived in Eden Prairie just for 4 short years during high school, and then I came back to visit my parents kind of here and there throughout college. But whenever I come back, it feels refreshingly like home, and it's thanks to those familiar faces I see out there and just the warm welcome. So I'm honored to be here and standing here in front of you today. I can't believe it's been 13 years since I graduated high school at Eden Prairie, and I kind of look back at freshman through senior year and the memories that you have at the football games, learning to get your driver's license, what you're going to wear to prom. But kind of what comes with that is kind of the unknown. And you have these ideas of what you want to do with your life and the paths you want to take, where you want to go to college, what you want to major in. And all the paths, a lot of ours kind of seem pretty similar. Go on to college, get a career, and go on after that. And I can tell you that never in my wildest dreams did I think that 13 years later I'd be back here in Eden Prairie standing in front of you and talking to you on this important day. And my path started out just like many of my friends did. I went on to the University of Colorado in Boulder. I joined the ROTC program in sophomore year, and I knew as soon as I put on the uniform that it was what I was supposed to do. I'd had this passion of the American flag and really appreciated the freedoms that we had here for years growing up. So to put on the uniform and to have that American flag patch on my shoulder, it felt natural. On September 11th of 2001, I knew that my path was going to be a little bit different. We were told from our instructors that it wasn't a matter of if we were going to deploy to Iraq, it was more a matter of when. So when I was commissioned in May of 2002 into the United States Army, I went on to do my officer basic training in the Transportation Corps, and then I was sent to Fort Hood, Texas as part of the 1st Cavalry Division in my first duty assignment. I was there for about 3 months, and then we learned that the 1st Cav was going to be deploying to Iraq in March of 2004. March of 2004 came, and myself and the rest of my company boarded this plane, and we got off in the sands of Kuwait with flak vest on and weapon at the ready. We were in Kuwait for 2 weeks, and then we were in Iraq. We went into Iraq, which was supposed to be for a year-long tour. 3 weeks into that, my life changed forever, and it was the last day that I was ever going to be able to stand on my own 2 legs. On April 13th of 2004, on a routine convoy through central Baghdad, the vehicle I was in, we went under an underpass, and it was hit by a roadside bomb. And what I remember of that day is a loud explosion. I remember a cracked windshield. I remember